Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopefully elect. All right, and I don't know what what I'm gonna call this video, but this right here is gonna go in the section with we told you, we warned you. Okay, we warned you, Israelites, about making your nationality publicized. People don't need to know what you're doing and what you're into. Okay, we know that there's an overrighteous spirit among you Israelites out there, right? Which you just, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I do understand it, but I don't understand it. I understand it in the spirit, but in the flesh, my flesh is like, why do you just feel the need to just tell people that you're an Israelite? Like, what does that come from? It's a lack of discretion. Anyway, this is an article that was sent out among the Brotherhood from the Independent. Listen to this headline. Black Hebrew fighter pilot at Lockheed Martin claims boss tried repeatedly to convert him to Christianity. So you're an Israelite and you're a fighter pilot and you work at Lockheed Martin and you couldn't even keep it a secret. You didn't want to keep it a secret. Let's go on. Let's read it. A member of the black, there's no such thing as that. A member of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, which is no such thing as no fucking movement, and fighter pilot working as an F-35 flight instructor for Lockheed Martin claims a spiteful higher-up regularly questioned his religious beliefs. First off, how do they know about your religious beliefs? Why? How? I'll tell you how. Probably made it a point to wear fringes on all your damn clothes. It goes on, going out of her way to interrupt his observance of Shabbat and making multiple attempts to convert him to Christianity during an overseas argument. So you overseas, you're a flight instructor, right? You got all this knowledge of F-35s and all that, but you don't know better than to tell people what you're into. And then on top of that, how do they know you celebrating or that you worshiping Shabbat? Good Lord, Jake. No discretion. Anyway, that's according to a federal lawsuit filed by Richard Roland Jones III, whose complaint also accuses the supervisor of, among numerous other things, openly lamenting the fact that their workplace was no longer whites only. And really what's going on is once these devils find out what you're into, they're going to try to rouse you up. They're going to do little shit. They're going to say little shit. You're going to become the object of ridicule. This is why we tell you, and we've told you in the past, that you don't need to tell everybody what you're into. I don't know what anybody's religion is at my workplace. I know that they're probably Christians, but I don't know what denomination. And you different Israelites, just take note of this, you brothers and sisters that follow us, because these other Israelites, they're out of their goddamn minds, man. There's no way I would have went to work and put myself under the threat of scrutiny, all because I want them to know, I'm an Israelite, that's the Sabbath today. Hell no. Anyway, Jones always received superior work evaluations throughout his 3 years at the multinational aerospace and defense behemoth, according to the complaint, which says he received a leadership award in 2023 that goes only to those ranked among the top 1% of Lockheed Martin employees globally. And this is the thing, Lockheed Martin is a corrupt organization. All these organizations are. Why would you working for Lockheed Martin be not, why would you not think to protect yourself and your family, man? I don't get it, Jake. But when Jones reported the situation to management, the complaint says the 47-year-old aviator's concerns were either slow-walked or ignored altogether until he was finally terminated over ginned-up charges he argues were false and pretextual. Yeah, and that's the danger of it. You open yourself up to more scrutiny once you let these devils know. And they take it personal. We're not telling you to hide your, what you into because you just hide it because you're ashamed of it. You protect yourself. Protect yourself, Jake. Now you may say, well, see, he gonna have a lawsuit. Well, big deal. You could have avoided the lawsuit altogether. You could have retired from there with your full package and benefits. You don't need to tell the oppressor what you're into. But it is what it is. Jones's lawsuit, which was filed September 2nd in U.S. District Court in Maryland and has not been previously reported, contends his mistreatment stemmed from the fact that he complies with non-traditional Judeo-religious beliefs and practices. It says he was subject subjected to systemic discrimination on the basis of his race and religion, including but not limited to discriminatory policies, practices, behaviors, and procedures, differential treatment, and hostility in the workplace. And I'm not saying you was in the wrong. Let me take that back. I'm not taking the side of the oppressor. I'm just saying you got to protect yourself. You're supposed to move wisely out here, Jake. Let's actually look and see what. Let's read certain stuff here. I'm gonna just go around some. I want to get to some of the more important stuff here, right? It says Jones. What the hell? I can't really see it. Anyway, so the dude was at Misawa Air Base in Japan, roughly 400 miles north of Tokyo. The installation is home to both the U.S. and Japanese forces, and Jones was the only black Hebrew instructor in Lockheed Martin's entire F-35 training program, according to his complaint. Well, yeah, but this is the thing. You don't know that. You don't know that. It might be another brother that is smart enough to know not to tell everybody what he's into. As part of Jones's beliefs, he actively practices the Shabbat, which prohibits any work from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. The complaint explains. And there you go. That tells you a lot. You know he ain't too bright. He ain't got it all upstairs. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is not even the biblical Sabbath day. It's not. But we know a lot of you bugged out Israelites, you keep it that way. The fact that you can't keep something to yourself and that you're going to tell the devil you can't work on Friday sundown to Saturday sundown because of the Sabbath, you don't look. We've been over it over and over. We already been over it. There ain't no need to beat a dead horse. You brothers and sisters with a little bit of experience, you know better than that. Goofy ass Jake. Here it is. You a goddamn pilot in the Air Force. You a pilot instructor, which means you got superior knowledge, but you don't got enough knowledge to know you don't supposed to, number one, the law is not, you're not going to be saved by your keeping of the law, and you can't keep the law perfectly. You see? Anyway, however, it says Jones soon found himself at odds with a senior supervisor from a different unit. The supervisor, a white woman named Heidi Moore, would purposely and consistently interrupt Jones while he was observing Shabbat. Oh my gosh. Despite Jones's repeated requests that she refrain from active interference from his compliance with the Shabbat, she nevertheless persisted, the complaint alleges. The supervisor ratcheted things up even further by calling Jones's direct supervisor and questioning his support of Jones's observance of Shabbat, along with openly complaining to Jones's direct reports about his religious observances. The complaint goes on. And you see, it's just the devil at work. That's all, these devils at work. In an apparent attempt to catch Jones in a lie, the complaint says the supervisor tasked a U.S. government contractor from another company to spy on him while he was on business travel. And when it became clear that Jones was indeed committed to his personal beliefs, the supervisor made several attempts to convert Jones to Christianity during their time abroad. All the things that we've been telling you about. Beginning in June 2022, the supervisor's alleged hostility toward Jones intensified. His complaint continues. It says she now subjected Jones to a pattern of practice of racially discriminatory conduct that was designed to undermine his working authority. The supervisor sought to assert control over Jones despite lacking legitimate supervisory authority and began stripping him of key duties, transferring those responsibilities to white employees without jurisdiction, the complaint states. The supervisor also subjected Jones to heightened scrutiny and inappropriate questioning regarding legitimate business travel and routinely interrupted and commandeered meetings led by Jones in a clear effort to diminish his professional standing. She went about it rudely, offensively, and repeatedly, according to the complaint, which says the supervisor intimidated and threatened Jones by peppering him with questions about whether or not he intended to keep his job at Lockheed Martin. The supervisor did not treat white employees this way, the complaint states. Blah, 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 reading on. And to add insult to injury, the complaint says Jones discovered that less experienced white pilots under his direct command were earning the same pay as he was. When Jones raised this pay disparity and requested a salary increase, his request was denied, the complaint states, calling the unequal treatment part of a broader racially hostile environment where Jones was repeatedly targeted because he is black. And you wasn't targeted because you're black. You're targeted because everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites and you couldn't keep it to yourself. So therefore, this Edomite bitch couldn't hold herself back from trying to persecute you. And we told you the people was devils. I'm gonna try to post this in the description. You can read the rest of it yourself. Here at the bottom it says, let me just go on. Seeking revenge, the supervisor collaborated, conspired, and confederated with two of Jones's direct reports who had previously disciplined for workplace bullying and time card fraud, along with a Japanese translator working for Lockheed Martin, to falsely accuse Jones of ethics violations, according to the complaint. As a result, Jones was placed on unpaid suspension, the complaint states. While Jones was out, the complaint says he was informed that the supervisor and her associates had been longing for the days when Lockheed Martin's offices in Japan were whites only. Finally, Jones went to Lockheed Martin's director of ethics and VP of ethics about what he had been experiencing, but his concerns were summarily dismissed, according to the complaint. In early February 24, Jones was fired in retaliation for protesting the way he had allegedly been treated, the complaint states. The experience left Jones with severe mental anguish and emotional distress, including but not limited to depression, humiliation, embarrassment, stress and anxiety, loss of self-esteem and self-confidence, and emotional pain and suffering, the complaint concludes. He is now asking a court to declare Lockheed Martin's employment practices illegal, that his actions constitute an unlawful civil conspiracy, and issue a permanent injunction against the company from engaging in discriminatory behavior. Jones is also seeking back pay, front pay, lost benefits, and prejudgment interest, plus attorney's fees, court costs, and compensatory damages, nominal damages, and punitive damage to be determined by a jury. Oh, wow. At the end of the day, this is why we tell you, brothers and sisters out there, you got to protect your heritage, okay? You're trying to prove something, and there's nothing to prove. If you're going to be saved, you're going to be saved because you were chosen of the elect. You don't have to go overboard trying to prove anything. I'm going to keep my Shabbat no matter what these devils, and you ain't even keeping the Sabbath the right way. It doesn't make any sense. Let's get Ecclesiastes 7. You're going to learn this lesson the hard way or the easy way. You can't let the oppressor know what you're doing. Ecclesiastes 17, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself overwise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Here it is now. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting the persecution on you because that was obviously persecution. I believe every word of it. But this is why you don't let these devils know what you into. Some of them gonna just dismiss it. They're not gonna care. Others that are more intimately, acquainted with Hebrew Israelites and what we teach, they're gonna take it personal. This bitch took that shit personal. She took it way personal. And that's the danger in letting people know what you're doing. You don't have to, wear fringes at your damn workplace. You don't have to tell the people at your job. But see, we got a lot of videos going into this type of stuff. And I can tell you now, Jake ain't gonna never stop. Because you turned it here, check this out. And that's that goofy ass Bruce shit. Jake ain't gonna change. You gonna just keep doing that. Some of y'all are bruised. Others of y'all, you just in this thing like you Jewish and all of that. You keep thinking that you're gonna flaunt your heritage in front of the oppressor, and you're gonna force feed it on the people, and then you ain't gonna suffer for it. Nah, you're gonna suffer, man. You gotta limit your suffering. Wait till the time of suffering comes before you suffer, Jake. I mean, I ain't really even gonna read no bunch of scriptures. I made the point. Ecclesiastes 7:16 again, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself overwise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? You have to, man, you got to keep things to yourself, man. You got to be discreet. Discretion. Let's see if we can get that. You got to learn to be discreet. You don't have to blab all the time, right? Yeah, this is Proverbs 2. And I'll start at 10. It says, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked and they froward, and they whose ways are crooked and they froward in their paths, to deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger, which flattereth with her words, which forsaketh the guide of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her power. And really, when it goes into the strange woman, it's talking about other philosophies and all of that. The evil man is Esau Edom, man. The scripture, the key is Proverbs 2:11. Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh the froward things, right? The scriptures tell you, man, right? You got to be careful when you're around these fucking devils, man. You got to be careful around these motherfuckers. And even now, after all is said and done, you might win the lawsuit and get your money, but you got to constantly be looking over your shoulder, you know, worrying about these fucking devils, man. Because they don't know how to, Esau don't know how to lose. He don't know how to take losses, man. All right? He don't know how to take losses. I want to look up a scripture. Now I can't. Shit. His own soul. His own soul. There's one more scripture that I could get, and I can't think of it right now. Let's see. Let's actually go to the my other sword over here. How's the scripture going? The violent man? No. There's a scripture that says, keep thee far. Damn it. There it is. Ecclesiasticus 9:13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. You got to be careful. You got to protect yourself and your family, man. You see? You out there traveling and you going abroad, you're different countries, and this damn white devil gonna keep on doing little shit, little irritating shit, persecuting you at work. You got to think about your family and other people around you. Don't be so damn gung-ho to pop off and show everybody, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I got my friends, I celebrate Shabbat. You don't need to be doing all that. But at the end of the day, everything is a learning. Everything is for your learning, okay? And I'm pretty sure if you would ask this same dude down, this ain't him, this is just a video that I got from Saints of Jersey earlier, showing these commercial ass, worldly ass Israelites. But this is the thing though, it's too much of a trend now being an Israelite. You got to watch out, Jake. As the scripture tell you, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. These bloodthirsty Edomites is taking this shit way personal. But you'll learn. You're going to learn the hard way. You're going to learn, man. Either the hard way or you're going to learn the easy way. So just be careful out there, brothers. You got to guard yourself. Show discretion. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video. We'll see you soon, Lord willing. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.